I'm Jacob Howell. I'm going to be a junior this year. I'm involved in band, forensics, debate, soccer. There's a lot of things I'm involved in. So.
My name is Allie Albert. I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm involved in dance team, soccer, theater, and choir.
My name is Caitlin Kessler, and I have choir, and I think that's about it now. Since
You were involved in volleyball?
Yeah, I was in volleyball.
Yes, good.
I think for crossing, that was kind of like always our main concern, I guess you could say. Something we kind of dreaded, like with the weather and stuff. Like with the rain, it's just kind of like you go to class wet and things like that. I don't think that the rain has ever been a huge issue, but in the winter when it gets kind of icy, it gets a little bit dangerous with the with the ice on the sidewalks and stuff. And try not to fall as you're making it to your next class.
Yeah, like Kate said, when it snows, it gets really slick, and they try to ice it as best they can, but if it's just snowing profusely throughout the day, like, it's hard to keep that iced. But the main concern would be during a thunderstorm, because if it's raining, we'll still cross. But if there's lightning or thunder, they'll make the announcement over the loudspeaker, but we'll sit in our classroom that we're in, and we won't trade classes. We'll just stay in there and wait out the thunderstorm because they don't want us crossing in lightning or thunder. So we're losing our class time because of the weather.
There have been a couple incidents where, like someone wasn't paying attention as much and came kind of close to a student, but it doesn't happen that often. It just seemed more like the middle parking lot between the east and west campus was like where most of the bad drivers were. So I kind of tried to avoid that. That's what some of my other classmates also mentioned. Ours was a pretty kind of large class. We had pretty much enough seats, but we'd have to like steal a couple from the lab stations, and there'd be like, specifically for my table, there'd be like 5 people sitting at one where there's only supposed to be 4. There was 2 tables like that. I'd say there's more like 25 kids in that chemistry class. There was quite a bit, and it would kind of get congested when we were doing like chemistry, like experiments and stuff. So yeah, it would get a little hectic sometimes, and maybe a few people would knock a few things over every once in a while.
When you're doing volleyball in the current gym that we have now, I mean, you guys had issues with like balls getting caught or hitting the ceiling on occasion or things like that, didn't you?
I think it was less of the ceiling and more of the, so like the nets come down from the ceiling, and whenever we have games, when we had games, they would fold up in the ceiling, and during the gameplay, the balls would get stuck in the nets quite a bit. So I think it was more of like, I don't know, we didn't have as much trouble with like the ceiling itself, but the things that were attached to it,
I gotcha.
And that would fold up in.
So the stuff that was attached to the ceiling kind of became an obstruction for you?
Yeah.
Because the ceiling wasn't quite high enough to get it all out of the way?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about the room where Chieftain Stars gets ready right now under the bleachers.
Yeah, so it was a closet, a storage closet. It was Mr. Harrell's classroom. And now it is the dance prep room underneath of the bleachers, and it happens to be right under where the band comes out. So, halfway through getting ready, we just hear stomping and loud noises. It's really dirty, and we have basically 2 rugs and a bunch of mirrors. And when basketball season is over, like during football season, they still use it for a storage room. So half of the room ends up being for storage, and we're all crammed trying to get ready in a tiny, dirty room.
So what would it mean for you with the new gym and the physical education spaces being built to have a prep space that is specifically for Chieftain Stars?
I think that would be really, really good. Like, just a nice, clean room. We could, because we're not in there all the time, but when we are, it's just really dirty. So I think it'd be really nice to have a clean room we can just get ready in for games.
You are in treble choir, right?
Yes.
At this point, and this will be your second year doing that. Where do you guys meet right now for class?
We meet in a little church right in between the two campuses.
Okay. And when you get everybody in there, I mean, is that pretty convenient? Is it tight?
I mean, it's a little tight considering we have in treble choir it's a 3-part choir, so we're split into 3 sections. Like for chieftain singers, I know it's a 4-part choir, and he likes to have the sections all split up. So at some points when we try to all go on one side of the room to have like a concert practice, it's a little hard to sing when you're like shoulder to shoulder with someone else, you know.
So what would it mean? What would it mean for the choir to have a dedicated fine arts space with their own space that's designed for them?
I think that would be amazing, and I know Mr. Gifford doesn't like the church very much just because the sound quality in there is not meant for choir. So sometimes we'll go sing outside just to get like a better sound. So I think having the new choir space would be amazing to have more room to sing, better sound quality for like listening to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Kate, you're not going to get to experience this because you're graduating in 2020, but what would it mean to you to know that those of you in your class that are of voting age, if you were to vote yes on this and this were to pass, what would it mean for you to leave that kind of a legacy for the students that are coming behind you?
I have a little brother, and so it'd be a lot different for him, his high school experience. And I know that, most of the kids in my class have younger siblings, whether they're underclassmen or in middle school or anything like that. And so it'd be a different experience for all of our siblings. And they get to see some new stuff that Tony hasn't seen in a while. And it'd be pretty good for them.
Good.
So the big classrooms would be nice because then we wouldn't have as much crowding going on when we're trying to walk throughout the classroom, and that might help with the desk situation because there was always someone would get caught between some desks and the wall or something like that, or a desk would be so far against the wall that it would make it uncomfortable. So the big classroom would be nice. It'd probably give me a better space to take charge at FCA so that I could lead that a little bit better, and maybe walk around the halls instead of just stay inside the T-Pack and stuff. It would make band a lot easier, being a new drum major. It'd make it so I can conduct the area better instead of having to lean on the ledge or that little railing in our gym, which would make it a little crowded sometimes, and people trombone slides would hit another person in the back of the head. So there'd be a lot of benefits as my last year. Good experience, probably.
Very good. You, out of everybody in this group of people, is the only one that's going to get to experience this for an entire year, your senior year. What does it mean to you to have the possibility of having a brand new state-of-the-art high school to be in for your senior year? And then what do you think it means for your brother coming up and your younger brother after that?
Definitely I'm sure my whole grade would wish we could be in there longer, but we'll get to be in there for our whole senior year. So that's really cool to be able to spend our last year in a nice building with things that work and don't break, and things that are clean and nice and new. And then for the kids coming up, they'll get to experience probably their whole high school with this new building. So it'll be better learning because there's more room and things that are new.
Very good. All right. Is there anything that any of you would like to say to the public to urge them to vote yes for this project?
It'd probably be a positive impact for our community because we haven't had that change for a long time. And so for the future generations that are going to go through it, it'd probably be very beneficial. So why not?
Very good. Anybody else?
We just got the new turf, and so that looks really, really nice, and that helps with football. So the field's not muddy, so now we have a really nice field, and we can get the chance to get a really nice school. And once it's done, we won't have to do anything to it for a long time. So.
Yep. Good.
think it's definitely old enough that we're going to need something to change. I mean, it's going to happen eventually, so kind of seeing all the problems, and I think more people in the community have taken an interest in it, and seeing how certain parts of the school are kind of rough to be in. So I think it's time for an upgrade.
All right. Thank you, guys.